What's up, guys? Swift here covering everything Chicago Bears related. Today, I want to talk about some of the coaching rumors that are swirling around with the media. Let's go ahead and get right into it. First up, Mike Florio says the Bears should inquire about trading for Kyle Shanahan, the current coach of the 49ers. Look, I think Kyle Shanahan is one of the best coaches in the NFL, but I do not believe he's going anywhere. And on top of that, I wouldn't give up multiple first round picks for any head coach. Just wanted to get that out of the way. Next up, Adam Schefter is reporting that Ben Johnson is interested in the Bears, but he wonders if we can convince him to take the job. And then I have a further point on that note. During last night's Thursday night football game, they talked about Ben Johnson and his requirements for head coaching jobs this offseason. He said he will not be chasing interviews and he would only accept an interview if he intends on taking the job. On top of that, he has a couple of requirements for the organizations that want to interview him. He wants organizational alignment. Basically, he wants the head coach and the GM to be aligned and on the same page. He's not going to take the job if Ryan Poles is on the hot seat, but I think we're safe on that one. He also wants recognition of what went wrong with the last coach and what the front office plans to do to fix it. Every team must meet that criteria before he would even accept an interview. Was that a message directly to the Chicago Bears? It sure sounded like it to me, but it could be to other prospective teams as well. I definitely believe there's some mutual interest between Ben Johnson and the Chicago Bears. To me, it comes down to what other candidates are interested and what Thomas Brown does these next 5 games, but Ben Johnson is definitely a guy to keep an eye out on. And then Albert Breer says we are looking for a program leader, and he mentioned former coaches like Mike Vrabel and Bill Belichick. Here's my take on that. Isn't that what Matt Eberflus was supposed to be? How did that work out? And when was the last time a defensive-minded head coach won a Super Bowl? It was Bill Belichick back in 2019, over 5 years ago. But even Belichick himself never won a thing without Tom Brady. In fact, after Brady went to Tampa, he won a Super Bowl while Bill Belichick ended up getting fired. A further example, though, Belichick would hire a defensive coordinator to come in and run the offense and develop first round pick Mac Jones before his time ran out in New England. I cannot be more clear on this one. I do not want Bill Belichick as our head coach. And to even further that point, I don't really want a defensive minded coach either. Besides Belichick, there hasn't been a defensive minded coach win a Super Bowl in the last decade. And that's only if you count John Harbaugh as a defensive guy, and I don't. Harbaugh was a special teams coordinator before becoming the Ravens head coach. So you might have to go all the way back to Tony Dungy or even Pete Carroll nearly 20 years ago to find a defensive minded head coach that has won a Super Bowl. And that is all I want. I want the Chicago Bears to win a Super Bowl. Look around the NFL and teams competing for Super Bowls. Almost all of them have offensive play callers as head coaches. Last year it was Andy Reid against Kyle Shanahan in the Super Bowl. The year before it was Andy Reid against Nick Sirianni in the big game. In 2022 it was Sean McVay against Zach Taylor. What do all of those coaches have in common? They are all offensive minded and they are all play callers on the offensive side of the ball. That to me is the direction the NFL is heading. So unless we can somehow land Kyle Shanahan, I want to try to find the next great offensive minded head coach, the next Matt LaFleur or Kevin O'Connell, the next Sean McVay or Mike McDaniels. I want to take a chance and find a great head coach, not settle for mediocrity and a coach that's already been fired by another team in the last couple of years. I want this front office to swing for the fences. I don't want another John Fox, and I don't think this regime should be scared of landing another Matt Nagy either. You have to take chances in order to hit home runs. There is no easy way out when it comes to finding the next head coach. And as fans, you guys have to ignore most of these rumors. For me, it's important that we give Thomas Brown a fair shot. We've never taken a chance like this as a franchise, and I think we potentially already have the right man for the job. So let's go ahead and give Thomas Brown a chance before we dig too deep into these coaching rumors. But if you want a guy who checks all of the boxes and could potentially be a home run hire, he's on the offensive side of the ball and he already has rapport with Caleb Williams. Let's keep an eye out for Thomas Brown as he will coach his first game as head football coach of the Chicago Bears tomorrow on the road in San Francisco. Stay tuned, guys. Remember to hit the like button for me. Check out the show I did yesterday with Greg Gabriel. And until next time, bear down.